What's up everybody, I'm Seth Fowler and today I'm reviewing one of the most limited Jordan 1s of the entire year, and that shoe is the Air Jordan 1 Co.JP. Oh, and not only that, I'm actually giving this pair away, so make sure to stay tuned. I'm not gonna lie, the on-foot shots in this video are ridiculous, but that's because I'm giving this pair away and I want it to be DS when whoever gets it, gets it. I did lace up the shoe though because I wanted it to look good for the video, but I'll make sure to undo that before you actually get the shoes in your hands. But more on the giveaway later, let's talk about the shoes themselves. So the history behind this colorway of the Air Jordan 1 is actually pretty interesting because the first time that this shoe released was back in 2001 and it only released in Japan. Not only that, but that release was actually limited to just 2001 pairs and they all came in a metal briefcase, which I've got to admit is pretty dope. Fast forward to 2020 and this shoe is seeing its first retro re-release. And like the 2001 pair, the first re-release of this shoe was exclusive to Japan and released in only 2020 pairs, and of course it also came with a metal briefcase. But the good news for those of us who lived outside of Japan was that this shoe did see a much wider release on August 7th for a retail price of $170. However, unlike the uber exclusive Japan only release, this shoe did not come with a briefcase and instead just came with the regular box. And speaking of the box, let's take a look at it. So obviously the construction and the logo placement of the wider release box is almost identical to that of regular Air Jordan 1s. However, the difference, which is pretty obvious, is the color. Like the shoes contained in the box, a majority of this box comes in this really nice sort of semi-gloss neutral gray. And that gray is accented by much more glossy and metallic silver logos around the outside of the box. But that is pretty much the extent of it, and the official colorway of the shoe, like the box itself, is neutral gray metallic silver. But enough of the box, let's get back to the shoes themselves. Starting off around the toe of the sneaker, you've got this neutral gray nubuck material, which actually feels surprisingly premium for a $170 shoe. In the center of the toe, you've got the metallic silver tumbled leather, which compared to the 2001 pair is nowhere near as shiny. As you move up on the shoe, you'll notice that the laces are not your standard Air Jordan 1 flat laces, and instead are these silver or gray oval laces. I mean, I know it matches with the shoe, and usually I'm into that, but this is the kind of sneaker that I think you could put like a crazy colored lace in, and it would just look so great because the rest of the shoe is so neutral gray. Beneath the laces, you've got this surprisingly premium touch with this neutral gray tumbled leather tongue. Then at the top of the tongue, instead of having your separate Nike Air tag, you've actually just got the Nike Air logo embroidered into the tongue itself. And then on the back side of the tongue, you get to surprisingly one of my favorite details on the shoe. I just love little details like this. You've got this black tag with a red Jumpman, and on the bottom of the tag, you've got 2001 and 2020, of course talking about when this shoe released. The sock liner of the shoe comes in a different fabric than most other Jordan 1s, and for some reason it feels like it's also more padded. I don't know if that's actually true, but it kind of feels like that to the touch. Of course, because this is a pair that I'm giving away, I haven't tried these shoes on, so I'm not exactly sure if it feels any different on foot, but I would expect that it probably feels similar, I guess. The insole of the shoe comes in gray, of course, because this is the neutral gray Air Jordan 1s, and printed on the insole in white, you've got the Jumpman and Co.JP logos. As for sizing and fit, from what I've heard from friends of mine who own this exact pair of sneakers, and also just looking at the construction of the shoe, this shoe should fit just like any other pair of Air Jordan 1s. For me, that's true to size. For you, it might be something different, but if you have the chance to try the shoe on first before you buy it, which, let's be honest, you probably won't, make sure to do that to make sure you're grabbing the right size for you. Continuing back in the shoe towards the midfoot, you've got more of this really premium feeling gray nubuck. In the center of the midfoot, you've got this really nice accent with the metallic silver Nike swoosh. Something that I really like about this shoe that there was just no way for me to notice when I was looking at this shoe in pictures is that the stitching, although it's just gray stitching, it has some sort of sheen to it, so when you look at it in the light, it kind of looks like it's silver. And when you see this sort of semi-gloss stitching up against this matte nubuck, it creates a really nice contrast, which I'm really into. It's subtle, but it's awesome. As you move farther back in the shoe, you've got this nice metallic silver heel counter that comes in tumbled leather, and for some reason only the heel counter and the toe come in the same tumbled leather. The other silver accents come in a different type of leather and actually have a nicer shine to them, but they're less tumbled. Kind of interesting that they switched up the kinds of leather they were using even though it was the same exact color, but I don't mind it. Moving up in the sneaker, you've got another metallic silver panel, and on the lateral side of the shoe, instead of having your standard wings logo, you've actually got this sort of jewel Air Jordan wings logo, which I usually don't like, but on this shoe, because it's kind of a special edition, I don't mind it. I gotta say though, it does scuff really easily. Like, I haven't even worn these shoes, and it's already kind of scuffed. And then moving down on the shoe, you've got this white Air Jordan 1 midsole, accented by this nice neutral gray outsole. The Air Jordan 1 Co.JP in neutral gray is a pretty solid looking sneaker, and it's really cool to see this sneaker come back. To be honest with you, I knew next to nothing about this sneaker until I did research on it, and because of that, I have no nostalgia towards this sneaker. So while I think it's a nice sneaker overall, it's not something that I personally feel like I need in my collection. That said, if you do really like this sneaker, even though it sold out instantly, resale prices are not terrible. So if I was going to grab a pair for myself, I would do it now rather than later. Or you could just stick around and find out how to win this exact pair for yourself. Entering to win this pair of Air Jordan 1 Co.JP's is really easy. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, which hopefully you already are. Follow me on Instagram at RealSethFowler. Follow my brand Apothecary on Instagram at APTHCRY. I always forget how to spell that. Follow the co-founder of Apothecary on Instagram at OCCman. And then comment done on the picture of this shoe on my Instagram, which I've linked in the description below. That's all there is to it. The giveaway runs until August 22nd, and the winner is announced on Sunday, August 23rd. So make sure to enter the giveaway if you want to win this pair of Air Jordan 1 Co.JP's, and all the links that you'll need to enter the giveaway are in the top of the description below. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you all in the next one.